Thousands of people around the world are enjoying better health today because of a wonderful new product we know as Omega XL. It's the flagship product of Great Healthworks, based in Coral Springs, Florida. To understand how Omega XL came to be, we must first go back in history several centuries to the pristine areas of New Zealand with its mountains and coastal plains. It was discovered in 1769 by the English explorer Captain James Cook. The native Maoris living in the coastal areas of New Zealand claimed that consuming green-lipped mussels helped them to maintain good health. They didn't experience symptoms of arthritis nearly as much as did the Maoris living in the interior areas of the country, similar to the New Zealanders of European origin. This phenomenon piqued the interest of researchers in the United Kingdom, Australia, Austria, and Japan, so they began to investigate the mussels' reports of anti-inflammatory activity. Through their research, we now have the product we know today as Omega XL. Where do we find these green-lipped mussels? It's an area known as the Marlborough Sounds Maritime Park. It's a pristine marine area which is located a long distance from any agricultural, commercial, or residential development. This is a key factor, as the thickly forested slopes around the park, along with no human development in the region, mean there is no unwanted runoff or contaminants entering the clear waters of the Sounds. So how do these mussels grow? The mussels attach themselves to long ropes of 120 meters, extending from floating buoys. The whole process begins when the mussel's spawn, known as spat, is collected. The tiny spat is gathered from seaweed in the wild. As it grows into a juvenile mussel, it is reseeded twice to give it more room to grow. Reseeding involves stripping the mussels from the line where they grow and reseeding them again at a line of biodegradable mesh stocking which disintegrates naturally in a few weeks' time. After about 18 months of growing, they reach a length of about 4 inches, which is considered the ideal size for harvesting. The New Zealand Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries licenses and controls all mussel farming operations to ensure the safety to humans. The next step is to pass the line on which the mussels are attached through a stripping machine on the harvesting barge. The mussels are collected in large, heavy-duty bags which each can hold up to a ton of weight in wet mussels. The huge bags are quickly brought to shore and placed into refrigerator trucks for the 2-hour trip to the processing plant in Nelson. The processing plant is a modern facility which became operational in the spring of 1999. The plant was approved by the New Zealand Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and built according to local as well as United States Department of Agriculture specifications. This plant is also EU registered. Let's continue on with the process. Once inside the plant, the mussels are immediately placed into a crusher, which crushes the shells and the meat. If any heat is applied at this point, it will destroy the marine lipids. It is for this reason that steamed or cooked mussels have no active marine lipids. The mussel meat and shells are then passed on through the centrifuge machines, which separate the meat from the shells into a slurry. The processing plant applies to the mussel meat a particular organic ingredient under a patented mussel stabilization process. This is necessary to preserve the marine lipids in the mussels and prevent oxidation after freeze-drying. The next step is to load the mussel meat into trays and immediately place them in a large freeze-dry unit. Here, the mussel meat is exposed to a complete vacuum and freezing temperatures for 22 hours. The resulting product is freeze-dried stabilized mussel powder. This small biscuit format is then ground into a fine powder, which is then stored at room temperature and packed into nitrogen-filled sealed foil bags to prevent oxidation. From this point, the freeze-dried stabilized powder is shipped in sealed foil bags to the extraction processor located outside of Nelson. This method is under a patent license and uses a supercritical fluid extraction process. Liquefied carbon dioxide is used to extract the mussel's marine lipids. This supercritical fluid extraction process is the key to extracting Omega XL. A chemical solvent here would have rendered Omega XL unfit for human consumption. The next step is to ship Omega XL in drums to a Great Healthworks bottling facility. Omega XL soft gel capsule packaging takes place in an FDA-approved and certified good manufacturing practice facility in a variety of bottle size options to ensure consumer safety. Omega XL has been exposed to critical review by many research institutions worldwide and is proven to have significant anti-inflammatory activity by inhibiting leukotriene synthesis. So now when you take Omega XL every day, you'll know how this little golden soft gel capsule with its proven anti-inflammatory activity got to your front door. Omega XL from Great Health Works. Tell everyone you know about it.